Hello and welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree and this is a reading for the sign of Ophiuchus. So I'm back to my old style. I was doing lives for a little bit because I was having a hard time with my audio visual, but now I think everything is good. It's taking quite some time, but everything seems to be working as intended. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this reading. And as you can see, we are using 3 decks. I've got the Biota Reverie Tarot, Tarot of the Abyss, and Earth and Bone Oracle. So this is a great oracle deck, especially for some shadow readings. Check out the edging. Now, can you guys really see that metallic bluish teal color? I mean, it's just gorgeous. All right. And then there's the Biota Reverie. And then we've got Anatorian's deck. Okay, so we'll start out with Biota Reverie. And we will pull 3 cards here, and these are going to be the main energies that we're working with. Okay, Ophiuchus. We have a moon in Libra right now, and then we have a full moon coming up on the 10th. Today's July 4th. And so the the full moon is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, that may be different from what you guys are used to hearing, but I do generally work with constellational astrology. And what that means is that I view the sky and the actual constellations that the planets are in, right? And that's why this reading is for Ophiuchus, because Ophiuchus is actually on our ecliptic right over there by Scorpio. The galactic center is in the constellation of Ophiuchus, and it's strange to me that it's been forgotten or left out. I wouldn't say forgotten. All right, let's see what our 3 main energies are for you, Ophiuchus. We've got the 6 of Swords in reverse, the 4 of Pentacles upright, and then the 9 of Cups. Now, this deck is very ornate. I don't know if you guys can hear my ice maker in the background. This deck is very ornate. It is an AI-based deck. However, I'm okay with AI. And sorry, the light is catching the glare on those cards right over there. So, so here is the 4 of Swords. I'm sorry, the 6 of Swords. This is an RWS-based deck, so we see the ship, the boat there. And here is our 4 of Pentacles, and we see this is a businessman holding on to his stuff, you know, a greedy Republican with his little red vest. And then we've got the 9 of Cups. So, so what I see here is that it seems like you kind of have yourself set up pretty good. You, with this 4 of Pentacles being upright and this 9 of Cups here, it really seems like you've put yourself in a very comfortable financial position, and which is great. It is great. It offers stability. It gives us a peace of mind. And however, we've got this 6 of Swords in here, and it seems like there might be an inkling of a possible change, relocation. Wow, as I look at this card a little bit closer, it seems like we have some serpents, some serpent energy, maybe some sea dragons. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to get the lighting just right here so that you guys can see the detail of this card. But this is such a beautiful card. So let's go ahead and pull some cards from the Tarot of the Abyss and hone in on this message a little bit better. Now, we all have the sign of Ophiuchus in our charts, and it doesn't matter if you have a planet there, an aspect, because we have it there because of the house system, right? We do have 12 houses, and there is a house in the sign of Ophiuchus. So you may feel that this reading may not resonate with you, but it possibly could if you apply it to the house that Ophiuchus is in. And in my description, I do have a a website that you can visit to get a chart pulled, both tropical and constellational. Okay, and then you can see where your Ophiuchus lies. Now, the tropical sites aren't going to have Ophiuchus listed as one of the possible signs, constellations. So I would advise you to use the Dr. Danny site. All right. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, Five of Cups, Two of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Now, I don't see that there isn't any big any archetypes, any of those big energies that we should be worried about. So what's going on here is there looks like there is some change, some unease, some thoughts of moving forward. You haven't quite pulled the trigger on it though, because you seem to be in the midst of an experience. And it doesn't seem like you quite know how to deal with the situation, how you should feel about it, and what changes you should institute. We do have the Four of Swords in reverse, and this is a card of bringing stability to the mind, being at rest with the mind, being comfortable. But whatever situation that you're in right now, it has put you in the mindset. It's taken an emotional toll on you. We do have the Ten of Wands here in reverse, and that's just telling me that you're overburdened. You're taking on a lot, and I don't really think that you realize what a big toll that it has taken on you. So the situation here with this comfortable, whatever it is that you have built for yourself, it has put you in a good, comfortable, likable situation, but there is a definite cost. And so over here we have this looming thought of moving on. And I do have the Two of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles right next to each other, meaning that there is a decision that needs to be made, and you are going to have to put it in action. You're going to have to get it moving, right? But the first order of business is to really figure out what it is that is causing you all of this turmoil, all of this pain. And there is lots of emotions and thoughts, and it could be that there is some projection going on, especially when I see a Three of Swords in reverse next to a Three of Pentacles. I mean, there's some sort of like synergistic group activity, something. There's all this input that is going into you feeling the way that you are feeling, and it is very hard for you to make sense of it. But I ultimately, as with everything, there is a choice. We make choices. Even inaction is a choice, right? We choose not to move to a better house. We choose not to call somebody back. And I'm sorry, I just started thinking about something. So everything is a choice, and once we make that choice, we create a pathway, right? But the good thing is that we can always change that pathway, right? We can stop, we can turn around, we can take a left or a right. We can go around an obstacle. We don't necessarily have to take the hand that we are dealt. We can fold. We can wait till the next deal. And so what I'm seeing here, there's a definite choice that's going to have to be made, and you're going to have to do some soul searching to understand, to make the decision that is best for you. And with our Eight of Pentacles here, I do see that there's going to be some work. It's not going to come easy. It's probably not going to be fun. even with our Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles has to do with work as well, but that is a reaping of the sowing, right? Sowing of the reaping. You're getting what you put in. You know, you're working hard, and all of your hard work is going to produce something. So, so whatever is vexing you right now, or whatever your intuition may be kind of scratching at the surface, trying to get you to pay attention to something, and it's time to start paying attention, because there is an underlying energy that is causing unease, and it has to do with your comfortable situation that you've kind of found yourself in, put yourself in. So so do some soul searching on that, Ophiuchus. All right, so now we're going to pull an oracle card. This is by Syrian Shadow, this oracle deck. I think, did I don't think I got this on a Kickstarter. I can't remember. I remember following Syrian Shadow, and I remember maybe pledging for the Kickstarter. I just cannot remember. And I think Syrian Shadow also has a tarot deck, and that might be what I'm thinking of as well. I have this relationship with tarot where I want to buy everything, but you know, I obviously can't. And so when I think about some decks, I'm like, oh, do I have that deck? But it's just something that I probably wanted at one point and I never really got. And so that's what I'm thinking about the Syrian Shadow is that I probably wanted the tarot deck because I don't have that. And then when I bought this deck, I was like, oh, this is going to match perfectly with my Syrian Shadow tarot deck. And then I don't have the tarot deck. So in my dreams, I have the Syrian Shadow tarot deck. All right, here we go, Ophiuchus. Let's see what our Trinity. Interesting. So we have the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles over here. And then we get the 3 Trinity card for you, which is balancing decisions, priorities, and adapting to change. That is amazing. Okay. So with our Two of Swords here, balancing that decision, really getting a full understanding of what your priorities are, what you want to invest in, what you want to put your energies in, your resources in, really understanding all of that. And then adapting to the situation, adapting to what needs to happen, because there's something that needs to change. You don't quite know what it is, but there's something that needs to change, and you can't always stay in the same place all the time, right? We live in a world of constant flux, constant change, constant movement. Even though it may seem like we're stuck somewhere, there is constantly changes, constantly movement. Even though the change might be small and imperceptible, it all results into change in the end. And so that's the only constant in this world is change. So, what's that? What is it? A double entendre? The only change in the world is constant. The only constant in the world is change. Is that? I can't remember. Okay, so I think this is a great card to close this reading out for you, Ophiuchus. So let me transition over here. So it's so nice to be back, be back making videos. I was doing lives for a little bit, and while they're a lot easier to do and get out to set up for, my style of reading isn't really made for lives, I don't think, because my style of reading is really getting to the really deep core of the matter. And it's hard for me to read things like, does my boyfriend like me? Am I going to get this house? I can, but I'm more interested in seeing, why am I questioning why my boyfriend, if my boyfriend likes me? What is it about that relationship? What is it about me that is making me question that relationship, that commitment. And so I like these videos a little bit better because I can kind of direct the energies. And also, I don't have to keep up with the chat. Keeping up with the chat, I think, kind of breaks things up. So that's not to say that I won't do lives, because I do enjoy them. I do. And then I met this really cool person, Elizabeth, and she and I seem to get along really well. And she likes to go live too. So we'll probably be doing things together. Actually, we are. We have a cool collaboration coming together, and I'm going to post that on my other channel, Desiree, Dezarey. That's my personal channel, and I post like flip throughs. I think I have a recipe or two on there. I have some music. So it's just more of my personal things. I don't really do readings on that channel, just kind of keeping it separate. That way I can entertain all of my my proclivities. I can entertain all of my interests, right? I recently got, oh my God, okay, I'm about to end this video because I'm going on and on, but I recently got into buying jewelry on YouTube lives, and I think it's super fun. And I think it would be fun for me to maybe start going to thrift stores and finding jewelry and going live on YouTube and reselling it. So that type of stuff will go on my personal channel. And here I'll just keep strictly to getting to know the self a little bit better through tarot, self-reflection, and ceremony. Okay. All right, Ophiuchus, thank you so much for joining me. It's good to be back, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.